A beautiful Wednesday to you. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Women's Series, and most importantly, another Wednesday to celebrate women. And we started the series last week, and I got beautiful feedback. So, just in case this is your first time watching the series, this is the Women's Series where we capture developments and stories that impact women. So, this is IOME officially welcoming you to the family. This is the second series where we're celebrating women. It's the December, right? And a relaxation period. So we've had serious things over the year, all through the year. But let's just take some time to unwind and also listen to people's stories and celebrate women because we deserve a pat at the back. We've done well, we've done marvelously well. And continuing on that note, I have a beautiful guest, by the way. She's none other than the associate editor at the Business Day and the initiator and the coordinator of the Inspiring Women series. I'm speaking with Kemi Ajumobi. Hello, Kemi.
Hello,
Thank you for joining me today. I'm very well. How are you?
Good to see you.
Same here. You're good at this.
Thank you.
By the way,
Thank
you
you
look
for
really, really
thank
good.
You. Thank you.
Really,
Thank you for
really good.
going the extra mile to make sure that this happens.
Yeah, I'm so happy
celebrate
that
you
this
for
is
that.
also happening. So let's quickly go straight into it. You've been inspiring people, you've been profiling women for over 13 years, over a decade. I mean, what a good fit that has been over the years. Congratulations, by the way, and you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Marvelously well.
Thank you.
I mean, listening to people's stories through you has inspired a lot of people, and myself inclusive.
Thank you.
By the way, if you weren't doing this, if you were inspiring women, if you weren't in this space, in this media space, let's just put it that way, what would you be doing?
Thank you, first and foremost for bringing me here and making this happen. Like I said earlier, you're doing an amazing job, Ayo.
Thank you.
I just wanted you to know that. What would I have been doing? What I am doing aside media? I've been singing for years. I've been in the choir for years. I love music. I love worship songs. So every opportunity I have to worship God, I do. So I get invited to come and minister in different places. So I also speak. I'm a speaker. I get invited to go and speak in different places too. I anchor events also. And because of the nature of what I do, I'm flexible, and God has endowed me with gifts, and I tend to use everything till I leave the earth. At the World Economic Forum that happened in Nigeria in 2013. I rendered the national anthem at the cultural night. That was truly humbling. So that is to say, without being too overtly spiritual, when I get invited to do render, so people, that's what you just know about me. Kemi. Okay, national anthem, Kemi. That's So if I wasn't doing the Inspiring series, I would be doing that, and I'm actually doing that. So I think maybe it should have been. What are the other things that you're doing?
You juggle different things together, and you're handling all of these things really, really well. That's quite inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So a lot of times we talk so much about our challenges because there are lots of challenges. Nothing comes with it without its own challenges. How fulfilling has it been?
If you speak of fulfilling in the context of listening to people's stories and sharing it, I would say that has been very fulfilling. Because first I've had to speak with women who would say to me, Kemi, I don't want to have anything to do with the press. So don't even bother.
I get that a lot.
And I would say, I'm different. Say, Kemi, what do you mean? I say, just try me. And I thank God, to the glory of God. I haven't had a bad one. And the reason is very, very simple. Why do I take my work seriously? Or why do I take, whether I profile men or women, because I do profile men, why do I take it seriously? Because I always say to myself, if I were to be in that person's shoes, would I love to be painted in a negative light? If the answer is no, then I can't do that to somebody else. So I say to women I want to speak, I say, you know what? I don't like somebody to paint me bad. So don't worry, you are safe. Sometimes you hear, oh, Kemi, I know I trust you, but can I just see the final edit before it goes? I say, no, I've been in this work. I've been in this work for over a decade. There's nothing to, I say, go and sleep. Don't worry.
I got you.
And then I'll not get, when the interview comes out and all of that is done, I'm getting calls from this particular person, and I know what the person wants to call me for. Sometimes I'll just take my time before I even answer. I'm like, I told you, you're going to be all right. So it's important for me, if that people are doing are comfortable with speaking with people. And so that is fulfilling for me, knowing that I can have the privilege of hearing your story and sharing your story with the world. I've had people who've had exclusive interviews with me that you will never see somewhere else. That's an honor. And that happened over time because they have heard from people who I have interviewed. Some people said, Kemi interviewed me, you better let her interview. She's going to change your mind about interviewing, and that's really humbling because it makes my work easier. And because of that, the caliber of men and women that I'm opportune to speak with has over time steadily increased in terms of who they are, what they represent. Somebody said, how did you get to speak with that person? He has seen what I've done before, and it just makes me qualified to be listened to. It just makes me qualified to say, you know what, I can allow Kemi interview me. So it's work. I didn't just wake up and become like that. It's work. So you have to consistently prove your onions to people to know that, if you're talking with me, you're safe. Sometimes when you're talking with people, they get really free and they get relaxed. So they say certain things.
It's true. You say that with some kind of presenters. So sometimes, why is it not with other people?
So sometimes, because they're free with you and they're sharing their heart with you, doesn't mean you put it in the paper. So you must understand emotional intelligence. Know what is good for news, what you shouldn't say. Because when I'm interviewing you, you're going to be very relaxed and comfortable. So you're going to say things.
Yeah.
But I know not to put those things out because it's not what you just say it because you feel comfortable. I'll be betraying the trust that you have in me. So I put all of that into consideration whenever I'm doing anything. And those things make me fulfilled, knowing that I'm able to convince you to do what you would not want to do. And at the end of the day, the result turns out to be what you were not expecting, but was positive. So that's fulfilling.
I think one thing I've learned from you is courage.
Yeah,
in a short while.
I tried
courage.
To be courageous.
The way you put up that front and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get it regardless.
Because if you don't do it,
regardless of it all, I'm going to get it. And it's quite inspiring. It's really, really inspiring. We talk about fear a lot. I mean, I think you might want to contradict this a little bit. But I'm speaking from a point of view that fear is an emotion. And then sometimes we get really, really overwhelmed with all of these things. But how much of a fighter are you when it comes to daring?
Okay, I don't know what to use the word fighter because I really can't. If I tell you what I weigh, you know that I can't fight. I don't like.
No. I'm not talking about boxing.
I'm just being sarcastic.
Yeah,
but the truth of the matter is, when I envisage something, I think about something. From the point it hits my mind, execution begins. And I don't wait for a perfect moment to start. Yeah. If I don't trust that you can handle the dream, I won't share it with you. When it's ripe, I'll talk to you about it because at that point your faith can hold it. But I won't tell you along the way because I know your faith won't carry me like don't try to maybe And so the kind of walk that I walk is a faith walk. It's a walk of my Father, who is a source of my courage and source of my strength.
Speak.
For someone like me who's even an orphan, I need strength. And there are people God has blessed me with, amazing people that surround me. But it can't be like when you're talking to your father. I have the kind of relationship I have. I tell him anything I want. I express myself. This thing is scary. Or how are we going to do this? God, are you going to leave me? Are you going to disgrace me? I have those kind of conversations. But because the truth of the matter is, if you allow fear to overwhelm you, you also have a choice not to allow it to overwhelm you. So why did you choose the former? We have choices. I can either say, okay, this thing is scary, I'm not going to do it. Or this thing is scary, but I'll do it. Choices. If you choose one out of the two, the choice is yours to make, and you made your choice. Things will always scare you. Do you think that Jesus found it easy coming to come and die? Sorry, I'm going that way. But I mean, because let me not get too spiritual. But I mean, nobody has done anything great that will say, oh, I just did it because I just want to do it. People go through certain experiences. And you can't say you've never, no matter how highly placed you are, how intelligent you are, how big your company is, or whatever. There's certain times in your life you're seeing fear. Sometimes the fear comes to you, it comes so real. But it's what you do when that fear hits you that determines whether you soar above that fear or you remain in the confinement of the fear. So that fear exists, is not going to go away. That you choose not to allow it to overwhelm you is very important. And that you do what you're supposed to do in spite of the fear is most important. So that's what it is.
I feel inspired.
Maybe stand like all this percent.
I feel inspired. I know. I mean, this is coming from you. This is coming
Yeah.
because you've experienced
Yes,
it. And you're
I
coming
have.
from a space of.
Yes.
Now it brings me back to
Yeah.
the importance of storytelling that you've always led, you've always emphasized on. Let's quickly talk about Because She Did. That's the theme for the 10th edition, or let's just say 10th anniversary of the Inspiring Women series. And we're super excited about
Yes,
that. Very,
yes,
very
I
excited.
am.
And we're
I am too.
energized.
I am too.
We're gassed.
Telling you.
Looking forward
I'm
to
telling
it.
you.
December 10th.
Yes.
Here we
It's
come.
happening.
I know for a 10th anniversary, why would you think that thing mostly speak to?
Okay, so in the course of my career, I've spoken to different women, hundreds, maybe thousands, because if you've done something for over 13 years, so it's possible, thousands. And I get intrigued by women who would say that in spite of the daunting challenges, whether it is the one that happens because you're an African, whether the one that happens because you're black, whether the one that happens because women always go through certain things. So when I meet women who, despite going through all of those things, decide to come out of it and say, you know what, I will do it. There are several people in history that have done amazing things. It happened because they dared. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is where she is because she dared. What's the name of that amazing young lady who was shot? Malala, is that her name?
Okay.
She's because she dared. Look at what she's doing today. Look at the impact she's creating. You don't become great by sitting down, folding your arms and complaining about your gender or your space. You become great because you wake up to the realization of who you are. You understand your assignment and you gradually begin to walk towards it.
Yeah.
Everything is not going to happen at the same time, but it's a process. You just keep going. You just keep going. When I started Inspiring Women series, it was at Terra Culture, not the big Terra Culture now, the formal Terra Culture. And, we had the pink and white. Everyone was just looking. It was a whole lot of, it was of stress and all of that. But I now said to somebody, I said, I'm having my next one at Civic Center. And the person said, Kemi, calm me down. It's your faith. Just, you're just young in this matter. Just let it be within the, And I said, no, I'm serious. I'm going to do it. And the next year, I had it at Civic Center. From the 2nd to the 9th edition, it has been at Civic Center. And
now we're still having it at Civic Center?
Yes, but the only difference now is that we're using the biggest hall. Somebody now teased me. I said, Kemi, you can't go and use that one again. You have to. I said, well, there's nothing God cannot do, if you know what I mean. But that's just the power of consistency and belief. Some people get the hit, get the break after 2 years. Some you have to work 5 years. So it's how your dream becomes reality before you, and how you walk towards it that determines, how far you will go. It's also very important to remain consistent. Consistency is very key. So if somebody is sharing or hearing your story of how you dared, they want to know, what is it exactly that you did that you dared?
What did you dare?
What did you dare to do? And those things that you dare to do are always makes you feel cool at the end of the day. Because you just say, thank God I didn't fold my arms. Thank God I didn't listen to the wrong person or the wrong people. Because sometimes we listen to the wrong people and they give us wrong advices and then we just derail from where we were going to before. I always say to people, I say, my eyes are on the mark. There's a prize. There's a price for the prize. And because my eyes are on the mark, I don't see you. My eyes are where I'm going to. Except I don't want to do it. If I want to do it, I won't even discuss it with you. But you will hear that it has happened, or you will hear that it is going to happen. Because most people don't understand your vision because it is yours. So it is yours for you to receive, it is yours for you to carry, and it is yours for you to run with. Because it is your vision. And because it is big and scary, people are going to discourage you. You can't blame them. It's a level of understanding. So Because She Dared is happening because we're going to be listening to stories of women who dared. To let every other person know that you don't need to be afraid to dare. You don't need the approval of anyone to dare. You just need yourself to know that it's time. And then you get up and say, you know what, I'm ready. You may start with whatever you have in your hands. Somebody keeps saying, God bless me, God bless me. I said, so if you're not doing anything,
what's God going to bless?
And you say God should bless you, and He decides to bless your emptiness, you increase in doing nothing. There must be something
in vacuum.
You know what I mean? There's something, you can pump air into something, it just keeps expanding. It's air. There's nothing into it. How about content? Content is king. So it's important that, we hear people's stories. I'm intrigued about, I've interviewed almost all of those women before, but I believe that day I'm going to be hearing something I've not heard before. Because you dared. This Miss Obezekwe. Come on. Even though she didn't become the president of Nigeria, she dared.
We need to give it up for her.
You know what I'm saying?
She
dared.
She did.
You know what I mean? In the history of First Bank, that's the first time a female chairman, after 100-something years, Mrs. Buka has a story. It's not even because she's available. She's becoming all the way. People who know her tell of her story because of kind of feats that she has achieved. I mean, I can go on and on. There's something that you are able to do if you dare to do it. And if you're afraid to do it, well, the event is there to encourage you because you will hear stories of people who dared. If they dared, you can dare too. So,
if they dared, you can dare too. You've heard it all, and no better place for you to feel inspired, no better place for you to feel encouraged, no better place for you to feel like home, just because you're in the midst of women that have gone through this phase and are going and are speaking up about their story, sharing with you, making you feel like, yeah, they've gone through that phase. So definitely I can also do it. So if they could do it, definitely I can do it. Thank you very much. And on that note, I also like to add that own your story, own your purpose, own your vision. Do not get lost. Don't get swayed. Don't get lost in what is going on by the way. Stay focused. I think that's it. Stay focused to your vision. Stay focused to your dream. And definitely you would also have a story to tell one day. You're also writing your story. We're also waiting for you to share your story. And on that note, thank you for joining me on today's episode of the Women's Series. It was great speaking with you.
Amazing time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If you've got questions or you'd like to reach out to me, kindly send a mail to iomide.okotoya@appreciate.com. Follow us on all our social media platforms showing on the screen. If you'd like to watch more of our videos and watch and read our news stories, log on to www.appreciate.com/webtv. And until next Wednesday, thank you for watching.